Alzheimer's is an inflammatory process and it is stage 3 diabetes. So if your blood sugar dysregulation and you're pre-diabetic, you want to stop that now so that you don't only just reduce your risks for diabetes, you're also reducing your risk for Alzheimer's. And I have seen studies and I have heard of people who've had Parkinson's and have reversed it with low-carb keto nutrition. When you correct your gut health, your brain works better. All of these things are happening all at once when you support nutrition, when you look at food as medicine. I wish your doctor had told you this about dementia and Alzheimer's that you're not being told. And it just breaks my heart to know that people are losing their brain health and their cognition and forgetting or not feeling like who they are and who they want to be anymore because that this isn't shared with you in the medical system, which is breaking down. Hi, I'm Lori Ballou, functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner, and I am here as a keto weight loss specialist and low carb specialist to help you recreate your metabolic health so that you can recreate your body and your brain and live and thrive over 50 so have the best health that you want to create for your body. You get to choose to do this. Health is a choice. So I am streaming live onto YouTube and Instagram at the same time. So if you see me turn one direction or another, it may be because I'm looking at my other camera. So just wanted to put that out there. And I'm super excited to come out here today and talk about this because it's just been on my mind. I actually ordered some supplements the other day and I was I spent $300 on these supplements and I didn't even get everything that I wanted to get. And the reason I'm bringing this up, and I put it in my stories the other day, but you probably don't have access to that anymore. But one of the reasons I bring this up is because I'm not paying for medical insurance, just like everybody else. It's becoming astronomical. Who can afford to pay for those medical insurance? And yet you're going there not getting any service. So this is something that pisses me off and makes me mad. And it should make you mad too, that you can go to the medical system and you're not getting the service that you need, that you're not getting the information that you need to be able to have a healthy body. It should be that we can have our health care, especially if we're paying for it, and actually get better health out that medical system. But it's a broken, secure system now. And you're going there to get a diagnosis, a medication, and to be told most of the time as women, we're being dismissed. We're being told that it's all in our head. Here's an antidepressant. Your hormones are out of balance. Your thyroid's out of balance. Metabolic health is kaput, and you don't feel good. You've got fatigue. You just don't feel good in your body anymore. Is this normal? It seems like it's normal for aging. But one of the things I want to say is, like, why do my clients come to me? People come to me because they're losing their self and their identity, because they're losing their cognition. Some of the symptoms that I have run in my metabolic analysis that people will put that is happening to them, you get scored in this metabolic analysis of how much symptoms you're having or how strong these symptoms are. And these can be anxiety, foggy thinking, forgetfulness, mental stress, can't think clearly, feel overwhelmed, hard to fall asleep, don't feel right. So many symptoms happening in the brain. And then in the body, you could have low energy, fatiguing easily, needing more coffee, needing to wear sunglasses outside, blocking that sunlight and blocking your circadian balance because of the sunlight, because your adrenals are out of balance. So many things can be happening that you don't even aware that your body is breaking down. You can have 300 to 500 of metabolic chaos in your body and you don't even know it's happening. You just don't feel good. And the doctors are not going to tell you what is going on in your body because they're looking for a specific symptom or diagnosis in your body. But that doesn't help you correct things like Parkinson's that's onsetting because of the diet, dementia that's onsetting because of the lack of fat in the body, the lack of fat in your diet, the lack of protein. Alzheimer's is an inflammatory process and it is stage 3 diabetes. So if your blood sugar dysregulation and you're pre-diabetic, you want to stop that now so that you don't only just reduce your risks for diabetes, you're also reducing your risk for Alzheimer's. And I have seen studies and I have heard of people who've had Parkinson's and have reversed it with low carb. Keto, let me say this again, is nutrition. When you get the right nutrition into your body, you get it into your brain. When you correct your gut health, your brain works better. All of these things are happening all at once when you support nutrition, when you look at food as medicine. And that's why it pisses me off when you go to the medical system and they're not looking at your health overall, your metabolic health, and your doctors are not telling you what's going on with your body and why you might be coming up with cognitive dysfunction, issues with losing your bones, your muscle, and your brain. A lot of this too is low hormones are out of balance. So your estrogens are low, but hormonal balance overall is low because your fat is too low. Your good fat that you need to eat from animal protein is too low in your body to maintain your brain health. And if they're not telling you that, I'm going to tell you that. The more fat that I eat, the better my brain feels. Right now, I've had egg protein pudding for breakfast with some macadamias and a few Brazil nuts, and I had bulletproof coffee. So my brain's on fire and it's working, but I'm less forgetful because of that. And my brain is on fire because I focus on creating brain-derived neurotropic factors to create the health of my body and my brain that it needs to have. But we have to start at home. If you think healthcare is expensive, try having a disease in your body. So we have to look at this as choose your heart. Sure, it can be kind of complicated to maybe change your lifestyle, but that's what works, not a diet. When you change your lifestyle, you actually are changing your disease status in your body. So you don't have to have diabetes, depression, dementia, or Alzheimer's. 9 out of 10 of those diseases that we have that are diseases of aging that we are living with, they are environmental processes that are happening because we are living in a toxic environment. Consider yourself a zoo animal. Are you eating kibble? Are you eating cereal grains that are causing your brain to not have any nutrition? That will block nutrition for your body and your brain. That's what you want to look at. Our natural ancestral diet is actually eating animal protein and animal fat. Sure, we're omnivores. Sure, we could have some vegetable matter. I eat vegetable matters. I even enjoy a keto cookie and keto fudge. So what? If that works for your body and you feel good, you want to make everything low carb, make that a rule. What is your goal? What is your vision? How are you going to get your health back so that you can take control of your body and your brain at home? Your doctor's not going to do it for you. And they're not going to tell you that it's your nutrition because they don't really study this. They don't really know. So they can't help you. If you go into the medical system and you're paying for this expensive health care, are you getting what you need? Are you getting the support that you want to have? I didn't get support. I was told that I was in menopause. I didn't need to take any test. I was told, oh, I'm not on any medication. You're healthy. They won't run any labs for me. And I'm like, I didn't need the medical system to go in once a year to get my skin checked and then they charge me $1,000. I'm not going to do that. I would rather spend $300 to $500 on my supplements and quality food throughout the month so that I can have the nutrition that I need for my body. And I'm looking at skincare in the same way. If you're putting on non-organic skincare onto your skin is the biggest organ of your body. And it is going to soak up all of those toxins from those non-organic skin products. And you're going to get endocrine disruption, higher elevated estrogens in your body that act like estrogens that could cause you to have estrogen dominance even when we're in menopause. Because if your progesterone's too low and your hormones are out of balance, estrogen could still be in a catabolic state. And someone's asking me a question about fruit. When you eat carbohydrates, they can be fast or slow. So eating fruit could be a slower process than eating refined sugar, which is a faster process. So when you eat really high refined carbohydrates that break down into starch and sugar very rapidly, those will raise your blood sugar very quickly and can spike your blood sugar more readily. However, when you're eating fruit, that could be slower. So fruit is a better choice than processed refined carbohydrates. However, if you are in an insulin resistant state, if you're pre-diabetic or diabetic and have condition in your body where there's pain, inflammation, oxidation, arthritis, that fruit could be too much sugar for your body. And so that's where you test and guess to see what's going on in your body and what your goals and your vision are for your health. I was just talking with a client recently and I said, I can't eat blueberries because blueberries raise my blood sugar. Blueberries cause me to overeat. I always eat too much. I always want to eat more. So if you're just eating one small piece of fruit a day, it probably won't hurt you. It depends on what your carbohydrate load is for your body. It will be slower, but you got to look at carbohydrates break down into single glucose molecules and become a carb load in your body, raise your insulin levels in your body. And if that insulin load on your body is on all the time, and if you are a sugar burner and you're breaking down all that carb and glucose into sugar, your body's going to store it as triglycerides. So the other question then is, are your triglycerides low? If your triglycerides are under 100, then that piece of fruit won't hurt you so much. But if your triglycerides are over 300, that piece of fruit's going to hurt you more because it's going to be too big of a sugar load on your body. When your sugars are elevated, what is happening is you're in an inflammatory state. You are storing more sugar and your insulin and pancreas and liver are suffering. Your liver is fatty, your pancreas is fatty, there's dysfunction. All of this causes your brain to not get the energy it needs to function, and it suffers. When we focus too much on carbohydrates in our diet, what is happening is we're not getting the right amount of fat and protein. So if you're not focusing on 30 grams of protein per meal, you may not be getting the nourishment you need to maintain your bone mass and your muscle mass. And if you cut back too much on your fat, your protein, what then is happening is you may not be digesting your food, because when you cut back on fat and protein, you have lower stomach acid. You could have GERD symptoms. You could have gas and bloating. You could have H. pylori in your stomach, lowering your stomach acid. If that's happening, you may not be breaking down your nutrients, your protein into so that you could create the neurotransmitters you need for your brain and nutrients you need for your brain. So all of these things can be happening all at once. So when I work with my clients, and the reason they come to me is they want me to help them solve their health concerns and why they're starting to feel cognitive decline, why they're forgetting things, why they're having cloudy brain fog and cloudy thinking and having that mental stress, and all of a sudden not feeling like themselves and like, oh my God, something is wrong with my brain. And then my body's not working. I've got gas, I've got indigestion. Every time I eat the wheat, I get bloated. I mean, you want to start listening to your body as to what's happening, and then think about how you can use food as medicine to support your overall health and vitality, because you can, but you're not going to get this information from the medical system. And it really upsets me to know that the doctors are not going to tell you about depression and Alzheimer's and what is causing it. And I didn't want to keep quiet about this any longer. I kind of wanted to send it out because I've been thinking about this and thinking about it. Everybody's frustrated with the healthcare as being expensive and what it is that we're going to do. Well, when you invest in your health, you don't have to give money to the medical system, because you're going to improve your health at home, and you could spend that money on yourself and invest in yourself with supplements, with health coaching, with somebody like me to help guide you into the process. Because if you work with me, it's an investment for your self-care and for your health. That's what it is. You get to borrow my brain for 3 to 6 months, runs 3 to 6 diagnostic labs, collapse the time it takes to find your hidden healing opportunities and your weight loss blocks, and fill in those cracks. Fill in like Humpty Dumpty. We're going to put you back together again so that you're feeling healthy, that your brain's coming back on track, that you can feel amazing again. One of my clients a couple of weeks ago, she said she's thrilled to death with all the results that she's getting, because she's had those cognitive issues and she's getting them back online. She's getting herself back. She feels in control. She's choosing the diet she wants to eat. She's investing in herself. We're all worth it. Nobody wants to be sick, but we have to choose. We have to pick our heart. Are we going to let ourselves get sick and then all of a sudden we're up against a wall in a hard place? How do I reverse this disease? How do I reverse this cognitive dysfunction? What if you could flip that sugar switch off, flip your disease-causing gene switch off, rebuild your health, reclaim the second half of your life to create 10 to 20 more years of quality living? And you can. I did that. I used to weigh 225 pounds. I found my miracles. I used to have chronic dysfunction, chronic health. I had to turn it around. I had to invest in me and I invest in my health. And that's why I spend over $300 a month on my supplementation. Because no, I can't just get that all from food. Some people think, can't you just get it all from food? No. Most people are deficient in magnesium. I run my own hair tissue mineral analysis a couple times. I'm always short on selenium and I'm always short on chromium. We need those for thyroid, for metabolism, and for blood sugar management. You need those. And we need to know if we're absorbing our calcium. Are we getting enough sodium and potassium? Yes, you need sodium and you need potassium, and hopefully we can get them from vegetables. But you can also take electrolytes so that we can get that balance. One of the things that I like to do in the morning is I use a salt sole. And so you could look that up. It's salt, and then it's called Sole, S-O-L-E. And basically you're taking good mineral salt and you're putting it in a jar, and you're putting some spring water in there. I usually do it Arrowhead spring water, and I'll put that in the jar, and then I let that saturate, and then I take out a teaspoon to a tablespoon and I put that in my water every day. I'm trying to remember if I put it in here, and sometimes I'll put it in my pickleball electrolyte drink to get extra sodium, because that balances your adrenals. That balances your thyroid. That supports your metabolism. They're not going to tell you this at the medical system, that you got to manage your minerals, that you got to look at food as medicine to your body. And then you get to decide how you want to treat yourself and how you want to have the health care. Is you're not going to get health care at the medical system. They give you sick care. You go in because you're sick. And if they need to patch you up, Thank goodness that they could patch us up. Nobody wants to be sick. Nobody wants to have a bacterial infection. If they can fix us up and do that when we need to, that's great. But what if you can boost your immune system by eating the right food for your body? What if you could recreate better cognitive health by nourishing your body, by getting the right amino acids? But you do have to reduce the inflammation in your body to correct your brain health. Everybody has low-grade inflammation because we live in a toxic environment and our food system is broken. Our food system is broken. It's not about genetics. Just take a look at how people were back in the early 1900s or even before the 1950s. There wasn't an obesity epidemic. We didn't have cardiovascular risk. There was no such thing like cardiologists in the early 1900s. That's all new. There was no such thing as Alzheimer's before 1950s. What's different now? Vegetable seed oils, too much sugar in the diet, inflammation, oxidation from those two foods. And what did they take away from us? They took away your animal fat, and now you have inflammation, and there's an obesity epidemic. Now, I'm an obesity survivor. 225 pounds. I had to pull myself out of it. I had to choose my heart. I had to read and research it and live all the diets and fail them all. Get off that merry-go-round of weight loss and weight gain and find my weight loss solution. I found it, but it was only in a low-carb diet, period. If you're fighting obesity, if you feel out of control, if you have pain in your body, if you have arthritis, it's the food you're eating. And so you have to look at this food as nutrition. You have to stop the ultra in more. And if you want to keep in the fruit, go down to fruit. Get your carbs under 100. Download my new recipe book, Aging Beautifully Lifestyle Recipes for Longevity with the Holistic Low-Carb Method. It's at loribalue.com, LORIBALUE. I'm the only one out there with that name. So check it out. It's only $9.99. It could be a gift that you give to somebody else as well. And these are the recipes that I use to help myself lose 100 pounds and to stay the course and to feel good in my body while I was making the changes. Because yes, it can feel hard at first, but you have to get excited. You have to know what your goals are. You have to build your vision. Do you want to feel gorgeous when you wake up and wear whatever clothes you want to put on? You know, I like to put on these bracelets because they make me happy. One of my clients gave me this bracelet for Christmas and said, thank you. Makes my heart just feel really good because I'm grateful to be helping her. Every client that gets the results that they want, and I help guide them to reclaiming their health so they can live longer. That's my painted purpose passion. And my promise to you that if you want this, I'm going to give this to you because I'm so grateful that I can take my pain and everything that I went to and all the years that I lost as someone who had obesity and depression and asthma and didn't have the health that I wanted to have to live a quality life. I lost most of my life to that. So I'm here to tell you that you're not going to find that at your medical system. You are not going to get the health that you want to correct your brain unless you change your diet. Your hippocampus will shrink if you do not take care of it. And you can get to the point where you are remembering things. You don't feel so overwhelmed. You don't feel fatigued. You can stop the brain fog. You can feel more like yourself again. You can have your best life for the very first time if you haven't had it. I was 60 before I lost all my weight. I'm living my best life now and enjoying it. And I'm going to live my passion. I live this lifestyle. It is my passion because it gave me my life back. It saved my life. I was headed for chronic health conditions. If I hadn't reversed my diabetes my pre-diabetes when I did, if I had not lost the weight when I did in my early 50s, then I would be more sick now. I could have diabetes, but I chose not to have diabetes. That is a choice. A weight loss and diabetes solution is a lifestyle change, and that is your health care. And it is less expensive to do that than it is to actually reverse a disease or to use Ozempic, because Ozempic, you're going to lose muscle, you're going to lose bones. You're not going to get the health you want, because this is what's really interesting. You can go on a diet, lose some fat. You can go on a low-calorie diet, lose some fat, but you're losing muscle and bone, and you're not losing inflammation. This is what one of my clients noticed when she lost weight in a weight loss challenge, and yet didn't lose her gas and bloating, didn't correct her cognitive health, and had still felt uncomfortable in her body, still felt like she was swollen and didn't get the health that she wanted, even though she lost the weight. So what's interesting there is when you do a low-carb diet and get the right nutrition and target your hidden healing opportunities and find out what's going on in your body, you actually target the inflammation and correct your health. That's when you get healthy to lose the weight and keep the weight off. This is permanent weight loss when you do this. This is why it's so exciting. And that is why I'm so excited to come here and let you know that this is, why people come to me and why you're not going to get this support from the medical system. And I understand that an investment in your health is an investment. Yes, it's expensive, but you're worth it. And how much more expensive is this going to be in the future if you do not address this now? If you don't address what's going on in your body now, what are you going to have to do in the future to correct this? And how much money are you going to lose if you're not able to continue working because your brain's not functioning because you're sick? You want to think of those things too. Like, what can you do to support yourself so that you have a better quality of life? Turn off your disease process and start making more money for yourself so that you can invest in who you want to be, the quality of body you want to have, recreate the beautiful body you want to live in, and go out and buy the clothes that you want to wear. All of these things are so important, especially as women, right? Don't we want that? I'm going out to a party tonight and I'm super excited to get dressed up and just have fun. It's not just genetics. And this is lifestyle medicine and your quality of life. But it starts with the foods you're eating. If 9 out of 10 of those diseases that we are stuck with as we get older are preventable, what would you like to do? Would you like to prevent them, or do you want to wait till you get them and then have to reverse them? These are the things that we have to think about. And I can't believe it when people don't talk about this and why it really matters. It just makes me mad. And so, yes, there's mind shifts that are involved in this. We do have to make mindset shifts. We need to understand that there's so many things that are happening in our environment that are contributing to the overload in our body that causes us to overeat those processed foods. But what you want to do is make food rules. And if you can make everything low carb, turn off your inflammation and correct your blood sugar dysregulation and support resetting your metabolism so your thyroid works more naturally, that's the goal. That's what you want. You can't get that at the medical system. That starts at home. And you sometimes might need a guide. Like you go to Europe, you go on vacation, you hire a tour guide, right? Well, it's the same thing with diet and lifestyle. Hiring a tour guide, hiring support like me to find your hidden weight loss blocks, using the diagnostic labs. Where's your hidden healing opportunities? Where is the inflammation? What can we address? How can I support you, your whole body? That's my promise to you. That's why people come to me, because this is my lived experience. You get to borrow my brain. I am going to be your cheering squad. I'm going to help you create your action plans, but help you be aware of what it is that you need to actually do. And I'm going to present this information to you on our weekly calls, one-on-one, so that you get the support that you need to have. So are you starting to forget things? Do you have brain fog? Are you feeling like you're losing who you are? Do you feel like your cognition's not there? Have you just started? Maybe you've done like I've done and you've segued into a new career in your 50s or 60s. Maybe you need to study something and you can't really remember everything because you're not getting the sleep that you need. Where's your cognition? Do you need to improve it? I wish doctors had told you this, because if you don't get fat and protein in your body, your brain is not going to function the way you need it to. You're not going to have the neurotransmitters that you need. If you're not digesting your protein, you may not get your neurotransmitters to manage your brain health. You got to look at, we have something in our body called mitochondria. They're your energy cells. Look at them as Pac-Man. They need energy. You need to give them energy. Their energy is your fatty acids from fat and protein, not the sugar as inflammation in your body. Yes, our body needs glucose for the brain. Yes, we need a little bit of glucose. And yes, we can make all the glucose we need for our body. That's what our liver does. It makes fat and it has glycogen and it can make sugar. We don't need to eat it. When you eat it, you create inflammation, you create triglycerides, you create LDL, that is the small little LDL that can be more atherogenic. That's a hard word to say. More inflammatory. What you want is less triglycerides and a higher LDL. Those are the metabolic markers that you want to have working for your body. And to get your body to work, you need to program it with fat, animal fats, and you need to have the right amount. If you're eating 2 eggs, it's better than cereal. But if I eat eggs, I fix 4 to 5. If I'm having sausage or bacon with my eggs, then I'll have less eggs. But 5 eggs, it's 30 grams of protein. So we could build our body up. So we can have muscles, so we can have a brain and a body that's working. And get some MCT oil. If you're drinking coffee, it's okay to put MCT and butter in your coffee. It's okay to have that fat. Some people will say that's too much fat for your coffee, that you should eat low fat, but fat needs to be your friend. If you are not getting fat, you are not getting energy to your brain, and your brain is not going to function the way you need it to. I've heard lots of stories on people getting healthy and recreating their brain health and reducing Parkinson's with diet that is a keto diet and that has fat in it. Let fat be your friend. Take care of your health at home. You are worth whatever money you spend on yourself for your investment to have better health. You always want to remember that. It's not about reversing a disease. It's about preventing it. If you can prevent Alzheimer's and dementia, it doesn't matter if it runs in your family. I got a client that is reversing hers. You just have to reverse it or prevent it. It's easier to prevent it. But if you're getting some of it, we need to reverse it as best we can. That's why my clients are coming to me. The last 4 are having cognitive dysfunction. But we can turn this around with the food we're eating. And I'm feeling empowered to come to you with this message because it pisses me off and makes me mad that nobody tells you this. No one's going to tell you this at the medical system when you go in to get your blood work checked. All they're going to do is look at your LDL. They're scaring you and telling you that your LDL is too high, you're going to have a heart attack. Well, if you have inflammation, oxidation, and too much sugar in your diet, yes, that's a problem because it's not managed correctly and it is inflammatory. If you take your triglycerides down by reducing your glucose load, by reducing your carbohydrates, you reduce the inflammation in your body, which reduces the inflammation in your brain and actually helps you have a better metabolism. When you get your blood sugar regulation managed and reset that metabolism, your brain and your body will be working the way you want it to, and you can go out for an 8-mile hike like I do, 2 days in a row, 2 8-mile hikes, 2 days in a row, no pain in my body. 61 years old. I'll be 62 at the end of this month. It feels good, guys. It's worth the work. You just want to get started. I think I wanted to keep going on with this one subject. I keep forgetting to talk about how I was on that path for chronic disease. I had prediabetes. I had asthma. I had depression. I had anxiety. It could have been worse. I could have had more things. Not only did I drop 20 pounds and reverse, my eyes started working better. My hair grew in stronger. I'm not even gray yet because I'm getting my minerals balanced. What I had that I always used to think that the bullets that are after me, I always felt like this one bullet was after me, and it was melanoma. It came out of the side of my neck a year after I started keto, and I detoxed that out of my body. This is what I believe. We'll see. 10 years from now, 15 years from now, I believe I pushed that out of my body in a detox reaction. Can we always do that? I don't know. But that was my bullet, and I'm not afraid of it anymore. I go out and get the sunlight to protect my skin. I take melatonin at night before bed. I take the nutrients that I need to help support my body based on my lab work, because we can't get all the nutrients we need from food. Our food is devoid of minerals. The soil is devoid of nutrition. The soil is devoid of the minerals. The topsoil used to be a foot deep. We're like down to just this much topsoil. And if you're eating non-organic fruits and vegetables, you're getting no nutrition in those vegetables, very little for your body. And you need to look at the fact that our nutrition truly comes from animal meat, and fat helps us absorb these. If we don't get that nutrition, we are not going to get carnitine, taurine, L-tyrosine, all the amino acids that help us build muscle. So if your muscles are breaking down, if you're having aches and pains, some of the symptoms of those: difficulty building muscle, pain in shoulders, low back pain, muscle weakness and sciatica, low back pain. All of these things are musculoskeletal health dysfunction. That is a breakdown of your body because of too much sugar in the diet, because of not enough nutrition to build your body back up. What builds up our body is protein. What helps us absorb our nutrients is the fat. But if your gallbladder is not working, if your digestion is not working, and your gut's not functioning, and detoxification isn't happening, all of this gets blocked. Your pancreas can't function, your liver can't function. If all of that is, and that's what's happening. That's what I see in the labs. That's what we see. And it can be corrected. And I see that too. But you have to actually prevent this and work to reduce it, so that you can recreate the body that you want to have, so you can recreate the health that you want to have, so you could reduce your metabolic chaos. That is what the FDN process is. So we have to look at food as medicine. I no longer have chronic disease, and I work to keep this prevented by the supplements I take, by the food I eat, and the lifestyle I live. And so the most critical lifestyle factor that I do is getting light in my eyes first thing in the morning, getting outside barefoot and grounding. I touched my tree today. I went out for a 1-mile walk. I take my glasses off and put it on my head, and I get that light in my eyes, because this is the only window into our body outside of our skin. If you are blocking the sunlight from your skin and you're blocking it from your eyes, there is no information getting into your body to tell you what time of day it is, to give you that light as energy and information to your body. Light is a nutrient, light is information. Do not block it from your body. However, if you have a high adrenal state and your eyes are sensitive to the sun, you may have to keep a cap on while your eyes are getting used to this. Some people are just not used to the light anymore because you've been blocking it. If you go outside and you wear sunglasses every single time, every single day, you are damaging your health and you're not getting light into your body to light up that mitochondria that needs light for energy. You need light for energy. You're a battery. We are batteries. We need to disperse the positive ions, which are inflammatory, by stepping on the earth barefoot, and we need to absorb the negative ions from the trees, from the earth, from the air, from the sea, from the lakes into our body to light up our energy cycles, our mitochondria. If you're tired, if you're fatigued, are you getting grounding? Are you getting that circadian balance? Are you getting the food that's going to give you the energy? Or are you eating food that saps your energy? The healthcare system is broken, but you're not broken. You have a brain and you have desire and you want to thrive. You can do all of this. You're strong. But you know what? When you work with somebody else, you create a superpower. You create the strength that we need together to create the lifestyle that you want to have. And it can take two people to build this, because sometimes when you're just a single person trying to make a change, it's harder because you don't know which direction to really go. What if you get to a fork in the road? Someone's pulling you this way, someone's pulling you that way, someone's telling you this, someone's giving you wrong information you don't even know, and you fall in a pit hole, or worse, you fall off the cliff because you forgot to turn around and get back into living. There's so many things that could be so negative out there, and I help you get it there in the right direction. People like me with functional diagnostic nutrition, if you don't want to work with me, there's others out there. Just find somebody who's going to help you find your weight loss and diabetes solution, help you get out of chronic disease, help you put your body back together, help keep you from getting into dementia and Alzheimer's, and reverse your risk for diabetes. You have to reduce your blood sugar load. Fruit is only okay in minimal amounts. Think about what fruit does for bears. It comes out at the end of, usually midsummer, the end of summer. Fruit, pomegranates, they're sugar, right? Well, you eat the fruit, you get fat for winter, for people who hibernate, so that you'll have better body fat on your body, so that when food is scarce, you could burn your body fat. That's what fruit's for, to fatten you up. That's what honey's for, to fatten us up, to survive winter. But we don't live like that anymore. We have Uber, we have Instacart, we have people driving up to your door, dropping off food all day long, right? There is no starvation there, and we have a lot of body fat to burn. So if we overfeed it the wrong foods, we create more body fat. The whole idea is to get rid of the inflammation, to reduce the body fat so that we can get the health that we want to have. The only way to reverse this is to take out your carbohydrates and get them under 100. Depends on you. Depends on what you've got going on. Some people need to take it all out. Some people can get by with less. You have to decide how it works for you. But that's what I help you do. I help you collapse the time it takes to figure all this out and to help you get your solutions in 6 months or less. Getting started. That's the foundation there. And those were pretty much all the notes that I wanted to go over, because this is something that I'm totally passionate about. And so if you're ready and you're in action and you want this, it's my pain to purpose promise that if you want to go there, I'll take you there. I know how to do it, and I will guide you. And yes, you have to do the action, but I'm going to give you the guidelines of what you need to do, so that, and you get the support and accountability to make that bulletproof mindset, to go in the right direction, to say no to those foods that are causing you harm. And so download my, purchase my ebook at laurieballou.com. There is a little bar there, and there's also a single page. It's $9.99, but these are the recipes that helped me get started, helped me survive, and focus on living low carb, using the food bridge process so that I could turn off the inflammation in my body, drop the 20 pounds, and reverse my prediabetes. That's the start. But you need food rules. And I know we're going into the holiday season, but I make chocolate chip keto cookies. That recipe's in my book. I made fudge. It's in my freezer. That recipe's in my book. I'm going to be making my keto bricks. I'm about ready to order the ingredients, and I have some equipped protein powder coming in. So if you want the link to equipped protein powder, let me know. I've got that too, because we have to invest in our food and in our bodies. And so I make my keto bricks at home. I make keto chocolate chip cookies. I'll make fudge. I don't eat this all the time, but I do during the holidays. I'm going to make a keto carrot cake for celebrations for this end of this month. That's something I'm going to be doing. And these are things that we get to do. We get to choose to do these, and you've got to get excited. You've got to make a goal. So if you haven't downloaded my belly fat hat workbooks or the stubborn fat for women over 50, it's in my bio. So click on the link there and download that workbook, and it's going to help you get started with mineral hydration and the 8 essential hacks that I did that helped me lose my weight and get started losing 100 pounds. Those are still good focus to have. And it's also a workbook so that you can look at your vision and figure out what it is that you want to do, because it has to be a choice. Health is a choice. You get to choose to be sick, or you get to choose to be healthy. And Ozempic is not the solution. Govi is not the solution. They will cause you to have muscle loss. They will cause you to not thrive in long term, and they make you sick. It's seeing the way that keto works. Keto actually helps you. When you eat more protein, you actually create that GLP-1 naturally. When you bring in allulose, you can create the GLP-1 naturally. So use that as your sweetener. The whole idea is to turn off our cravings. To turn off your cravings, you have to actually eat more fat and protein. When you eat carbohydrates, you're eating sugar. Your sugar switch is turned on. And like a bear in hibernating animals, you're going to go after that sugar. Your sugar switch is going to be on. That's your hormonal impetus to go out and seek that food and to eat it. You cannot say no. Hunger will always win. To turn off the hunger, you have to satiate your body with fat and protein and eat all the vegetables you want to eat. That's all good. If you want to have pizza, make a pizza. Put out some ground beef, put some cheese and spaghetti sauce on top of that, and put your herbs down. So many things we can do. Make it low carb. Follow the food bridge process. Pick up my recipe book at my website, loriblue.com, and get started. And think about this. If you start before Christmas, get that book, make these recipes. You got a jump start in 2025. You don't have to gain the weight over the holidays. You're starting already so that you can lose the next 20 pounds pretty quickly. And if you want to work with me directly, I do have 3 spots left for 3 women for my 6-month program. And it comes with all the labs. So you're saving money on this program. And you're getting the support and accountability you need to not only reset your metabolism and drop 20 to 30 pounds, but to get your brain back, drop the brain fog, turn off that inflammation, stop the pain, get your life back, reclaim your health. This all happens. I'm so grateful to be on this journey with you. And I'm so grateful that my pain has led me here and that I can help other women bring their health back. Okay? What's more expensive? You got to think about it. How do you want to spend your money on yourself? Okay? I'm not the most expensive, but I also not the cheapest, because you're worth it. And I will give you my whole heart and being and my soul as I work to get your health back on track for you. But we have to do it together as a partnership. I can't do it for you, but I'm here to guide you. So if you're interested, DM me test and let's get started. And I'll see you out there. And Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. I'll see you soon.